Are youth in your community looking for funding for a project they would like to do?
We're looking for youth-led projects that focus on informed, positive, and healthy decision-making in adolescence that address topics such as alcohol-related harms, sexuality, sexual health, healthy relationships, and peer pressure.
We're here to help you create or submit an amazing application for the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute's Youth-Led Community Grant Program.
Saskatchewan Prevention Institute is a non-profit organization founded in 1980. Our focus is to reduce the occurrence of disabling conditions in children using primary prevention methods. We raise awareness by providing training, information, and resources based on current best evidence. We believe that children of all abilities have the right to the best physical, social, and emotional health possible. At the Prevention Institute, our areas of focus include child injury prevention, child traffic safety, community action program for children, early childhood mental health, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, maternal and infant health, parenting, sexual and reproductive health, and tobacco and other drugs.
The Youth Action for Prevention (YAP) program is a youth-focused fetal alcohol spectrum disorder (FASD) prevention initiative. YAP engages and supports Saskatchewan youth to create positive change and promote health in their peer groups and communities around alcohol-related harms, including FASD.
The Sexual and Reproductive Health Program focuses on issues that are important to the sexual and reproductive health of people in Saskatchewan. Our province has very high rates of sexually transmitted and bloodborne infections and adolescent pregnancy, and with youth taking the lead, we can make a meaningful change for the sexual health and well-being of people throughout our province.
We believe that youth engagement and involvement is vital for reducing alcohol-related harms and promoting sexual health. Youth engagement refers to the meaningful participation and continued involvement of a young person in an activity with a focus outside of themselves.
The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute believes there is a potential to build capacity among youth in our province to make informed decisions about their health. We require youth engagement in the development and delivery of all projects funded through this grant, including in project planning, implementation, and evaluation.
Your project proposal needs to focus on community education and awareness specific to the goals of preventing alcohol-related harms and/or providing sexual health education.
Grant proposals should have a clear plan for how the project will be carried out, and there has to be evidence that at least 2 youth ages 14 to 24 are involved in the planning and delivery stages of the project.
Projects should also benefit your community, whether it's a small town, a First Nation, youth group, or school, and you should make sure that your project acknowledges the diverse needs of that community.
When it comes to how much money you will need for the project, make sure your plan is cost-effective and cost-shared. Cost sharing means that your team, community, or other organizations will cover some of the expenses for your project. The way you share costs can be in kind. In kind means that instead of contributing cash to this project, you can supply staff, spaces, or supplies and equipment that you already have access to. Your proposed project needs to avoid conflicts of interest. A conflict of interest can happen when someone makes decisions or uses the project or funding for their personal benefit. Funding will only be provided to projects that actively engage youth throughout the process. Watch our next video on youth engagement to learn more about what active youth engagement is and what it might look like.
Projects that receive funding will also show strong community involvement, are funded on a shared basis with the community, and will have goals related to addressing alcohol-related harms and/or sexual health education.
Projects might look at promoting healthy behaviors or healthy relationships, be related to youth alcohol use and harm reduction, or address preventing adolescent pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections.
We sadly can't provide funding to everyone who applies, or for every expense of a project. Some examples of things we can't provide funding for include salaries or wages, facility rentals, gym equipment, or capital expenditures like cameras or any other item that may last beyond the period of the grant project.
We can in some cases allow honorariums for people who may come in to provide a service or presentation, but not for those who are participating in the project as part of their employment. Amounts for honorariums may be approved on a case-by-case basis. Salaries can be considered as an in-kind contribution on the grant application.
If you're not sure if something can be funded, you can always reach out to us and ask. The maximum amount that our grant will fund is $3,000. Grants over $2,000 must show evidence of matching funds from their community, another organization, or other awarded grants. Matching funds may be in-kind expenses, like a salary or a space rental.
To decide which projects will be awarded grant funding, a grant review committee will meet to rate all of the submissions based on their levels of youth involvement, goals and objectives, work plan, reporting plan, and budget.
We love to see a project that can be expanded in the community or sustained over a period of time. Repeat funding for the same project will not be provided. This helps to ensure that more communities and projects have access to this funding.
All grant recipients are asked to recognize the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute's contribution to the funded project. This can include our logo at an event or on resources. For other suggestions on how to recognize the Prevention Institute's contribution, please contact us.
We love to see the projects funded by the grant come to life. Whenever possible, staff from the Prevention Institute will attend events for your project. The Prevention Institute is pleased to be able to collaborate and work with Saskatchewan communities.
To apply for this grant, follow the link in the next slide to download the application form. If you have any questions, please contact us by email at info@skprevention.ca, by phone at 306-651-4300, or fax at 306-651-4301. Thank you for watching.